daripada tanah runtuh di belakang Blok A. Tanah runtuh itu berpunca daripada takungan air di bawah tanah yang terkumpul berikutan sistem perparitan tidak diselenggara dengan baik. Air yang melembabkan tanah itu secara tidak langsung menghasilkan pergerakan secara paksaan pada batang besi cerucuk. Pergerakan itu menyebabkan ia tidak mampu menampung berat konkrit, seterusnya menyebabkan tiang pada aras bawah bangunan yang menempatkan tempat letak kenderaan pecah satu persatu.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Amira Maisara binti Muhammad Asri and my matrix number is 06TKA19F1083. I and my group members are going to present our case study in topic retaining wall collapse at Highland Tower. The group members are Nurul Sharafana binti Ma'riza 1047, Shahirah binti Nur Hashimi, A-liners Nur Azmi 1069 and Nur Jannah binti Hosnuddin 1085. In my presentation, I will be focused on two major issues, which is tragedy of Highland Tower and problem statement. First, let we see at tragedy of Highland Tower. The Highland Tower construction began in 1964. On 11 December 1993 marks the date of a heartbreaking tragedy that occurred in Taman Hillview, Malaysia. It was on this very day that one of the 3 blocks of Highland Tower collapsed and took the lives of many, shocking the whole nation. The collapse of Block 1 resulted in 48 deaths. It had rained continuously for 10 days preceding the collapse. Retaining wall collapse at Highland Tower happened because of a swimming pool was located between northwest side of Block 2 and northeast rear of Block 3. Block 1 collapsed after 10 days of rainfall led to landslide after the retaining wall behind the tower's car park failed. This is because the water content in the soil became oversaturated to the extent that the soil had turned resource, in effect becoming mute. By October 1992, the hill slope had been saturated with water and water was seen flowing down the hill slope and the retaining wall. Next, we move to problem statement. There are a few problems that cause of retaining wall collapse at Highland Tower. First, the hill was terraced. The disadvantage of hill terrace are rainwater collection. Other than that, rainwater saturation. This happens when terracing retains too much water, which absorbs into the ground. The problem with ground saturation is that it can lead to water overflow during period of heavy rain. Second, not engaging a qualified architect. Third, period of heavy rainfall. As we know, Highland Tower had continuously 10 days rainfall. Lastly, Block 1 collapsed in resulting of 48 deaths.
Description of the situation. Highland Tower consists of 3 blocks of a 12-story apartment, namely Block 1, Block 2 and Block 3. The buildings were constructed phase by phase between the year 1974 and 1982 on a terraced hill.
Next, consequence of failure. First, the loss of the ability to accommodate the of a component or member within structure or structure itself. 2. Errors in the design of retaining walls, the cause of landslide. 3. Imperfect drainage system and drainage system that is not systematically operated. Last, the unstable soil type also encourages landslide and rain for 10 days cause landslide. Information on the dead and injured people. The official date is 48. The number of victims is Malaysian with 12 foreigners. One of the victims is Carlos Abdul Rashid, is son of former Prime Minister Tun Musa Hitam and his wife Rosina Datuk Abu Bakar. Shizuka Nakajima was found alive but died at the hospital due to injuries. 3 victims were successfully brought out of the rubble. Types of damage to man-made and natural structures. Effect of the impaired occurrence of moisture will cause many problems to the building. Cracks in the surface or retaining wall joints are the most common defects in brick and concrete wall construction. Errors in the design of retaining walls built behind Block 1 cause landslide. Impact of the failure, the country's economic downturn, infrastructure damage, loss of life, the change in landscape of the Earth's surface.
Assalamualaikum and hi to Cik Umi Hani. My name is Syahira binti Nur Hashimi alias Nur Azmi. My matric number is 06DKA1961069. Today, I want to explain about causes of failure on retaining wall collapse tragedy at Highland Tower. First, the landslide that brought down Block 1 of Highland Towers was found by the court to have been a rotational retrogressive slide emanating from a high retaining wall behind the second of a 3-tier car park serving the 3 blocks of the Highland Towers. Second, water was found to be one of the factors that caused this high wall to fail. This water emanated from poor and non-maintained drainage, as well as a leaking pipe culvert carrying the waters of the diverted Ace stream.
Of stability of reinforced concrete retaining wall against bearing capacity, overturning and sliding. These are influenced by loads which burden the structures. Lateral pressure comprised of soil and water pressure. Vertical pressure is influenced by load above the slope. Bearing capacity. Bearing capacity is foundation stability is normally evaluated and analyzed. The standards for factor of safety are the key issue for the foundation and slope. The value of the average contact pressure between the foundation and the soil. Overturning. Overturning is defined as the ratio between the sum of resisting moments and the sum of overturning moments. The vertical component may be considered in 2 different ways, decreasing overturning moments or increasing the resisting one. Safety factor value depends on the truss surface. Wall stability can be assessed using the position of the resultant force. Sliding. Sliding is analyzed in order to provide guidance for ensuring stability. The driving force causes the retaining wall to slide. The factor of safety against sliding is the total resisting force divided by total driving force.
Our conclusion for study's case about Highland Towers is landslide or retaining wall collapse are one of the geological disasters that threaten life and the environment. 2. It can occur anywhere, especially in sloping areas and at risk of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. It stems from weak soil or rocks and its position is unstable. Landslide or retaining wall collapse hazard also depend on the type and size of the material that has failed and its speed. Lastly, the different material groups also have different effects and impacts. Thank you.